différents candidats au titre, avec en X30 senior un Sam Balota qui est bien parti pour s'imposer.
Right, let's get the action underway here on Championship Saturday. X30 Senior up first. Heat 7 groups A versus E. Here's the grid. Milan Marczak and Dan Steeman will round out the front row, with Marczak on pole being the fastest of 85 drivers so far this weekend. Patrice Kowalski and Victor Louis round out row number 2. Tristan Kroon gaining a shout out from Levi Papp in the chat. Starts on the inside of row number 3 alongside Luxembourg's Florent Dirda. Laurit Saxe and Henk Voigt ran at the top 8 rows with top 8 positions, with Raphael Linders and Charlie Bloom completing the top 10. Thomas Van Vliet and Tyrone Kinau. Row 6, Koen de Roy, Philip Svensson, Raphael Dahl, Sam van der Heyden, Joch Müller, Sibyl Weimer, François Delety, Kimi Abraham running at the top 20, completing the 29 strong. Will be Max Hezel from Germany, Olivia Sampson from the Netherlands, Sibyl Pagadat from Belgium, Benjamin Borg, Olly Meurs, Kevin Lantinga, Ruby Verlinden, Viti Veninen and Gaetan de Brabandera rounding out the 29 strong. Had a quick chat with Kevin Lantinga and he just went, yeah, for the last 2 rounds, my qualifying has gone absolutely shockingly bad. But yeah, I'll try and make the best of it. Well, we did have a nice little chat about the Euro Cup where he was he was holding the Dutch flag, and let's just say his behaviour definitely needed a little bit of a telling off on the start-finish straight at Le Mans. But that was, I just said to him, look, it's character, and he said, well, what you said on that parade, Alex, was spot on for what needed to be done. But the driver's now heading towards the Chemin de Fer. That was it at turn 6. I remembered now. At turn 6, of course, we've seen some dive bombs. We've seen some great overtakes. The racing has been very, very clean so far. But of course, colder conditions, 6 degrees Celsius, northwesterly wind of around 10 kilometers an hour. That's 6 miles per hour. 93% humidity, which could possibly promote a bit of track evolution. There is a possibility of rain, but it is, I think it's premeditated that it might be later on today when we get to the finals, and then all bets could be off. But the drivers now will start lining up in their 2x2 rolling start formation here at Karting d'Espagne International Raceway at Mariembourg in the Corban region of southern Belgium. A lovely circuit that we come to start the championship and end the championship. It is a real joy to see these drivers in action, as race director Dave Ritson will oversee proceedings over the course of the day, ably assisted by the clerk of the course, our marshalling crew, and also race control. So the drivers now slow to a crawl as we get set and ready for Championship Sunday here at Mariembourg for day 2 of the final round of the Yamaha Series Benelux 2024. Into the tram lines they head. Plumes of X30 exhaust smoke ready to help us roar into life, and we are lights out and good to go. Timer now starts counting down. A couple of drivers running wide going through into turn number 1 as the field makes its way through, but Milan Marczak getting the whole shot, having pole position on the right-hand side of the circuit. It's got an adverse camber to the right-hand side, very much like Brands Hatch in the United Kingdom. But there is no blind crest or apex to speak of as the field makes its way through into turn number 4. But that is Dan Steeman on the heels of Milan Marczak, closing in on the race leader as everyone heads to Chemin de Fer for the first time.
Ouais, le premier tour lancé hein, donc dans cette manche qualificative, et derrière ça s'est touché notamment avec plusieurs pilotes là au chemin de fer. Les drapeaux jaunes sont de sortie, 4 pilotes sont restés sur le carreau à cet endroit, dont le numéro 350
Raphael Linders.
Oui, yeah. C'est l'un des pilotes impliqués. Pendant ce temps-là, les leaders bouclent le premier tour avec Milan Marczak en tête devant Dan Steeman et Patrice Kowalski.
Looks like Tristan Kroon running with the TD kart team, run by veteran Thierry Del Rey, has got ahead of Laurit Saxe. They've got Victor Louis close in proximity as the field makes its way through at turn number 3 on lap 2. But Milan Marczak only had a 0.3 of a second advantage over Dan Steeman. Looks to be extending that going in the run through turn 5 into Chemin de Fer. Here on lap 2, Tristan Kroon is lighting up the timesheets purple at the moment, fastest overall in sector number 1. Looks like Benjamin Borg has also dropped down the order. Let's have a look, see if there are any big casualties as a result of what happened there. I mean, Gaetan de Brabandera, Viti Väinänen is also down there as well. De Brabandera hasn't really had a weekend to remember in this final round of the championship season as overtakes continue to happen. But at the moment here, Seymour, Milan Marczak has now nearly doubled that gap between himself and Dan Steeman to just over 6/10. But look who's behind. Patrice Kowalski, not too far behind, top rookie in the championship standings at the moment. And more to the point, he should be able to try and get through on the KCR Racing driver very shortly.
Oui, on a Milan Marczak qui est en train de creuser petit à petit l'écart qui a grandi à 6 dixièmes désormais. Et derrière, c'est Patrice Kowalewski qui passe en deuxième position, juste devant Dan Steenman. On le disait, Patrice Kowalewski qui était bien dans le rythme et qui revenait mettre la pression justement sur le néerlandais. Et bien, confirmation, Patrice Kowalewski est passé à la deuxième position. Attention Dan Steenman parce qu'il retrouve désormais Tristan Krohn juste derrière lui. Au moment d'aborder cette dernière ligne droite, peut-être l'opportunité de se déporter avec le phénomène de l'inspiration. Ce ne sera pas pour ce tour-ci, mais en tout cas du côté de Tristan Krohn, on a fait la jonction avec Dan Steenman. Et la pression est désormais sur celui qui démarrait deuxième sur cette grille de départ. Et regardez, il suffisait de le dire pour que Tristan Krohn puisse passer en troisième position. Bien joué de la part du pilote TD. Dan Steenman qui devra se méfier maintenant avec un certain Victor Louis qui est juste derrière lui. Victor Louis, on l'a dit hier, il est ici pour frapper un grand coup et montrer de quoi il est capable après une saison avec des hauts et des bas.
Right, we have got two retirements. Benjamin Borg, the Maltese driver, in the 390, and Gaetan de Brabandera, the 231, with CG Racing representing Belgium, are unfortunately out on lap 2. But that's a change for the lead. Patrice Kowalski from TD Kart gets through on Milan Marczak, and that was through turn 1 on lap number 5. Kowalski also sets the fastest lap of the race, 55.320. And more to the point, that is about 2/10 off of Milan Marczak's pole position yesterday morning, which was a 55.107, if I remember correctly. But now, Marczak is the meat in the TD Kart sandwich at the moment as they head through into Escargot once again here on lap number 4. And well, Kowalski not setting purple sectors this time because he hasn't got the slipstream. Plus also, he got past very, very quickly on Milan Marczak. So, heading on to the halfway point of the race at the minute. New race leader, Patrice Kowalski, the 244 from Belgium, leading the way by over a tenth from Milan Marczak. Tristan Krohn and Dan Steeman make it a trio of Dutch drivers in the top 4, followed by Victor Louis, Laurits Saxe from Denmark, Henk Voigt, Tihon Kinnaert up 4 places now to 8th, with Rafael Linders and Charlie Gloom completing the top 10 once again through this fast an ultra-committed right-hander at turn 5 on the run down to the heavy braking zone at Chemin de Fer. But great move there by Patrice Kowalski nearly 2 laps ago there, Seymour. Looks very, very comfortable in these colder conditions on Saturday morning.
Ouais, Patrice Kowalski visiblement très à l'aise dans ces conditions un peu plus fraîches ici. Il a pris le leadership il y a quelques instants maintenant. Derrière, ça se bat toujours avec Dan Steenman et Victor Louis en bagarre donc pour la 4e position de cette manche qualificative. Peut-être l'attaque ici de Victor Louis. Non, on est sur les 2 leaders avec Patrice Kowalski qui a effectivement pris le leadership. Milan Marczak qui n'a pas dit son dernier mot. Alors on le disait, Patrice Kowalski, c'est l'un des rookies de cette année dans cette catégorie X30 senior. Mais il a déjà montré de très très belles choses durant cette saison. Il avait notamment été le plus performant des manches qualificatives à Genk au mois de juillet. Et ici, il confirme encore que dans cet exercice, il est souvent là aux avant-postes, il répond présent. Et là, il est effectivement en bonne position pour encore aller chercher un bon résultat. Sera-ce une victoire ou une 2e place, voire une 3e? Réponse dans 3 minutes et 35 secondes, plus un tour toujours, puisqu'on a gardé le même principe qu'hier, 10 minutes et un tour au programme des manches qualificatives.
So just under 3.5 minutes to go. Kowalski up from third to the race lead. And it is going to be a 3-kart race at the moment, unless Dan Steeman, Victor Louis, who's got through on is ahead of Loritz Saxa for
Ouais,
fifth
l'attaque,
place.
attention, avec Milan Marczak qui est passé devant Alex.
Yeah, so Milan Marczak retakes the lead. Nice little exchange there through turn number 3. So now everything's closing up a little bit. The top 6 last time around were covered by just under 1.3. 1.3 seconds. I would imagine that's probably going to be the best part of 8 to 9 tenths of a second that those drivers will be covered by once we cross the line to complete lap number 8. But pole sitter Milan Marczak once again leads the way. Patrice Kowalski now in second. Third, Tristan Kroon, Dan Steeman, Victor Louis and Loritz Saxa make it a 6-kart train. Across the line we go. And let's have a look at the gap between the top 6, 7 tenths. That's incredibly close. And here comes Kowalski up the inside. Through he goes. And now the doors open. Doors open and Saxa goes slightly off track. And he's lost all that ground. And Tihon Kinard, I think, or no, it was Henk Voigt. So Milan Marczak literally got robustly forced aside. I think it was a little touch, his right front wheel to the left rear of Dan Steeman. And now Steeman's got Saxa up the inside. There's Victor Louis going back up the inside as well. So Steeman down to 5th spot. But it was all looking so good for Milan Marczak. And then all of a sudden, Kowalski opened the door at turn 2. And all bedlam broke loose.
Ouais, et Alex, c'est même Tristan Kroon qui est passé en tête. Patrice Kowalski était 3e à ce moment-là.
Ah, thank you very much for the
Oui,
correction.
ça s'était joué tout à l'heure entre ces deux-là. Et regardez, maintenant c'est Patrice Kowalski qui reprend les commandes de cette course, de cette manche qualificative. Effectivement, on a vu il y a quelques instants, il y a un tour tout juste maintenant, Milan Marczak partir à l'extérieur dans la bagarre, un peu contraint d'aller chercher l'herbe là-bas. Et il fait très humide ici. Conséquence, les pneus sont plus froids, ils descendent en température et ils sont humides. Et donc Milan Marczak qui est en difficulté et qui a perdu énormément de positions dans l'aventure. 8e place pour l'instant.
And through chemin de fer goes Victor Louis. Now that's up to 3rd place past Denmark's Loritz Saxa. Now you said about cold tyres, that means elevated tyre pressures. So as the track evolves, those tyres are going to take a bit more punishment as a direct correlation. So it's simple chemistry 101. You expand the tyres, okay, you get a bit more of a contact patch. But when the track evolves and it gets warmer and it starts to grip, you need to lower those tyre pressures accordingly, because these drivers only have one full set of slicks. Those will be the Comet K3Hs, plus also the fact they have an additional spare front and rear tyre. So they can decide whether they're going to put a new tyre on, and we have seen it before where drivers have stuck to either they might decide put the front on the new front on the right hand side, put the rear on the left hand side. As more to the point, well, Dan Steeman again has managed to get himself back up the order, this time up to 4th position as he has got through on Loritz Saxa. And there is Henk Voigt from the Netherlands, waiting for his opportunity to move up the order. But the timer has already expired here in the opening heat out of 10 today. Last lap board is being shown, and Kowalski leads a 1-2 for the TD Kart team, followed by Tristan Kroon with Victor Louis rounding up the top 3.
Final lap, dernier tour dans cette manche qualificative avec toujours Patrice Kowalski en tête devant Tristan Kroon et Victor Louis, passé à la 3e position. La 4e place pour l'instant pour Dan Steeman qui devra encore résister à l'un de ses adversaires, Loritz Saxa en l'occurrence. Attention aussi à Henk Voigt qui n'est pas très loin. Mais a priori, dans ces manches qualificatives, on l'a dit, on l'a déjà redit longuement cette saison. L'idée, c'est d'être le plus régulier possible. Et donc, ceux qui sont pour l'instant en 2e et 3e position n'ont pas intérêt à prendre des risques inconsidérés en vue de l'arrivée. Attention avec derrière, pour la 4e place, je pense, Loritz Saxa qui est passé. Et en attendant, c'est Patrice Kowalski qui vient s'imposer ici devant Tristan Kroon et Victor Louis. Derrière, du changement avec peut-être même Henk Voigt. Oui, c'est exact, qui vient s'emparer de la 4e place. On vous parlait des risques à prendre et à ne pas prendre. Eh bien, en l'occurrence, ici, Henk Voigt qui était 6e eh bien, a regardé tout ça un peu de loin et a profité de l'attaque de Loritz Sachs dans le dernier virage pour finalement griller la politesse à ses deux adversaires.
Well, Patrice Kowalski takes a second heat win of the weekend here on Championship Saturday, ahead of Tristan Kroon by just over a quarter of a second. Victor Louis rounds out the top three ahead of Henk Voigt, Loritz Sachs, Dan Steenman, Tihon Kinard, Milan Marczak, along with Koen de Rooij and Raphael Leenders. They complete the top 10. Sam van der Heyden, Florent Dierda, Thomas van Vliet, Max Hezel, Philip Svensson, Kevin Lantinga ran at the top 16 ahead of Charlie Gloom, Kimi Abraham, Sibi Weimer and Rafael Dahl, who round out the top 20. Sibi Pagana, Job Muller, Francois Delati, Livia Sampson, Ruby Verlinden, Olli Meurs and Vitti Väinänen from Finland ran out the 27 finishers. Unfortunately, on lap 2, we lost Malta's Benjamin Borg and Belgium's Gaetan de Brabandera. Next up, it's Senior Heat 8, Group C versus F.